What's good with it, y'all? It's Coffee on the vid. Back at it, man, and it's just going wild in the social network world, man. RIP DMX, one of the dopest to ever do it, man. Flesh of my flesh, blood, or I'm sorry, it's dark and hell is hot, and flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, both dropping within the 12-month time span, both debuting at number one, going up, man. Like, there will never be another run like X. The energy that he brought to the table, just everything about him, man. He was his own man, and it was really wild the way the circumstances were when he passed away. Y'all remember that? Like, he was holding on, but unfortunately he was half in the spiritual realm, half here, and there was all these fake narratives and reports coming out. A lot of people were clickbaiting a lot of wild bullshit. That's so disrespectful. I hate that people do shit like that in those type situations, man. Like, it's a human life, you feel me? But Steve Rifkin, who was speaking out on behalf of X's family back then, is speaking out, and then someone out of DMX's camp, I believe his uncle, who, if y'all recall, do you guys remember that story where DMX was like holed up in a hotel or motel room or whatever, and someone ended up catching a gun charge or something like that? A strap went off. Y'all remember that? I believe it's the same uncle from then. You see what the reports are saying. We're going to let the clips roll, but it says, "This is getting serious. Steve Rifkin is hitting back at recent claims surrounding DMX funeral expenses after the late rapper's longtime manager and uncle, Ray Copeland, claimed he had to personally marshal funds because major artists and industry figures declined to contribute." See, this is messy, man. I remember when rapper The Game's father passed away, there was like total different situation. But y'all feel me? Like, for things in regards to funerals and stuff like that and family business to leak out into social media or into the music world, again, two different situations. But like when Game was dissing his brother, Big Face hunted on a record, it was like, what the fuck, man? You know, like, this is too messy, man. The music executive set the record straight on social media over the weekend, denying that Def Jam and Swizz Beatz refused to cover expenses. So we'll get into what they're talking about right here. Jump in the comments, share your thoughts if you feel me on the whole messy side of things and all that.
$1,000 later, I put that funeral on. The day of the funeral, everything was done by Uncle Ray. Def Jam puts in the article they paid for X's funeral. Yeah, Def Jam, you gave me $35,000, but X's funeral was way more than $35,000. And everything at the Barclays Center.
Just real quick too, I want to point out, ain't it crazy, man? I mean, everything costs money, especially in this country, the US of A. Like that, when you DIE, if you know you ain't got the money together or whatever, you know what I mean? Like the county, it just, you know, because I've known of people who pass that way. Like, they just give you the basic ish on the arm. Other than that, like, you know, I mean, obviously everything costs money, but just think of that, man. How many people just like 1090 Jake was talking about that recently when he was talking about the one dude having a life sentence, how they got the prison cemetery and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Kanye took care of. So when I see you guys, I always got a lump in my throat because, like, this man made us millionaires. And I had to fight to put this together with my family.
So you see, he said, yo, Def Jam chipped in $35,000. Now, that's some money, right? But he said it cost altogether, would you say $150,000? Wow. And Kanye chipped in. Kanye be on a lot of bullshit, but I don't think, in regards to DMX, I don't think he ever put that out there. I didn't even know they had a rapport like that. So that's very commendable in that he wasn't putting it out into the world, you know? Because, like, it's wild when people do shit and they want everyone to know, look at me, look at what I did. You know what I mean? Look at me giving food to the homeless. Like, why not just buy someone a sandwich or go pass out food or whatever and not film it? But, yeah, he made so much money for the label. And they only chipped in 35. What do y'all think of it? But Steve Rifkin here is refuting those claims.
Hey everybody. I just was on Instagram, and I saw the TMZ thing where it said that nobody from DMX's camp paid for that funeral. I was there every step of the way. I was his manager at the time. So for the record, Swiss paid 80% of the funeral. Def Jam paid for the funeral. There was a third person that paid for the funeral, but he wanted to remain silent. He didn't want any press on what he did. And those were the three.
That sounds like that's Kanye, but it sounds like he's totally saying what X's uncle and Peep Game, Rifkin, was acting as manager at that point in time. Because I remember he was like talking about how the family was just furious and just besides themselves with all the bullshit coming out, man. There was channels clickbaiting all kinds of silly bullshit, man, like on a disgusting level. But the uncle acted as his manager a lot of times, so I'm guessing him and Steve ain't cool like that, more or less, but they have totally different versions of what happened.
People, and then to this day, Swiss still helps DMX's family on certain things. I know he was not going to say anything, and it needs to be said that he was there every step of the way, and orchestrated the most beautiful funeral at Barclays. So guys, stop. Ray, I don't know why you're saying something like this, but just tell the truth. So Def Jam paid something, Swiss paid something, and the third person said something. And I just had to get that off that chest, because I know Swiss is not going to say anything, and I hope he doesn't get mad that I'm doing this. But at the end of the day, thank God for Swiss on this one. Peace.
You know, me and Rough Riders had our ups and downs. But when it was time to bury X, I'm on the phone with everybody. With Rough Riders, with Swiss, with Steve Rifkins, with Def Jam. And I'm like, this is what it's gonna cost to put X's funeral on. Come on, let's put this together. Everybody say I ain't got it. I'm like, what the fuck? I think I balled out again.
So I don't know, man. That is crazy that they have such different versions of what happened, man. Like, for real, tap in with your guys' thoughts. Two different totally versions. Let's see what people are talking about, though, man. A funeral has no business costing $150,000. I mean, that's definitely an extravagant funeral. That's what I was just saying. And everyone tap in. If you're new over here, we just like talk on things. You know what I mean? That was just a thought that come to mind. Like, we're all going to pass over to the spiritual world sometime. And if you ain't got it, or your peoples don't got it, it ain't going to be, there's a lot of people I know buried don't even have a headstone, man. I'm not getting buried, though, straight up. I'm getting cremated. I just want 3 days to pass before cremation. That's another thing, too, y'all. Have those wishes written up in a living will and testament or whatever, like notarized or whatever you got to do. I'm not going to sit here in front like I know how it all works. But if you ain't got shit together, it ain't going to go the way you want it. And based on family and next to kin and things like that, if you don't have shit set up, someone else might make the calls that you wouldn't want making the calls. It's all like something to think about, Where has DMX wealth gone? I mean, we know he had child support issues. I don't think DMX was the best with his finances. Again, he's one of the kings, one of the GOATs, dopest ever, but just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Silent Helper, a.k.a. Jay-Z, I would assume, since he's known for helping his fellow artists. Uncle Ray was saying Kanye. That just seemed wild to me, but who knows? So far, I've heard 4 different stories on who paid for the funeral. Facts. Let's see if it says who the other ones. No, in real life, Kanye West paid for it. DMX wife already said that, and his BM said it. 4 different stories. I heard Def Jam got the money from his insurance policy they had on him. So that's crazy if they would only come out You ain't heard nothing. Kanye West really paid for it. Yeezy, rest in power. People need to stop revealing these things. Again, this is messy. This is not stuff that should come out, right? It really ain't nobody's business who did or didn't help. This should be between them, not public. I believe the uncle. Why would he lie? Personally, sounds like the uncle is pushing a narrative in hopes to book an interview or something to gain attention, to come out the woodwork with this years later and not really say much else. Tells me you needed a convo piece to get people wondering. I hope this goes away like everything else in entertainment, because we have way more important things to worry about. Receipts, that's all. How does two grown men have two completely different stories? Somebody lying. Long live DMX for real. Let's see. Very different. I believe DMX uncle. I met X once and he was a genuine dude, but he made millions and should have had something in place for a situation such as this. That's what I was saying. If you don't have things set up, money aside, things put together in a legal fashion, you know, a lot of people just not very organized. Even some people that's okay with their money, not the most organized. Like, we got a lot of life to live on top of taxes to pay and this and that to do. There's so much shit to do in life, man. There's barely time to live, man. And some people just want to live, and it's like you can't be mad at them for that, you know. We'll read like 3 more of these and then we'll close this thing out. Listen, who cares? Real shit. Why couldn't DMX or whoever was his manager at that time secure his business so this won't be a convo? For real. Someone's lying. This need to let that man RIP. Jigga Man, third person, definitely. Sad. This is even a convo. So there you have it. It truly is sad. Jump in the comments, share your thoughts. Again, something to think about in everyone's life, man. What do they say? Death and taxes is about the only thing that's and getting your heart broken. I think everyone, you know what I mean? That's just a side convo. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Let's talk about it, and stay tuned for updates. Hopefully something more clear. Like, it's a mess that this is out there, period. But now that there's these disputes, I hope it does get hashed out. But like Rifkin was saying about Swizz, like, you know, why would I don't know, why would Swizz be greedy? I don't know, man. I can't even call it with this stuff, man. But yeah, like I said, I was about to say, like, hopefully since it's out there now, there's clarity. But at the same time, some people might be like, listen, I didn't care to say nothing then, and I don't care for it to be known now. Fuck it. Let the people think what they think or whatever. Let the narratives run wild. It's a good, you know, mantra in life too, is to not really give two fucks about what people got to say. Believe that.